Liverpool beat Bournemouth 4-2 on the opening night. We're going to go through every goal today and analyse each goal in actually quite a lot of detail because I've only picked out the 6 goals today, the good and the bad. I've not so much picked out individual bits of play in the game. I was actually at an event with Sky Sports last night, so I watched the game, it was on, but it was very much like, mingle, network, lad stuff, basically content creator shit. So I kind of rewatched a lot of the extendeds on the train home. So I think I know where we are. I think I know what we did well. I certainly know what we did bad because that was so much more obvious than what we did well, in my opinion. Let's just start with this. And by the way, Sky Sports, if you're watching, you're not. But cheers for the invite. That was really mega. And that's why there was no video yesterday, sorry. And that's why I'm doing this with about 40% energy levels and with a brew freshly made. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. Let's get on with the vid. Let's do some one take as well, why not? Right. One of the main positives was absolutely Ekitike. He was probably one of the best players on the pitch. I think he was our best player, maybe beyond Semenyo, the best player on the pitch, right? And I love this from Ekitike, right? This is the first goal. And it was very Luis Suarez, right? The way he actually finished the goal and got this chance in the penalties box. But let's just talk about the build-up because he was actually the guy right at the start of this goal making it happen. Very Firmino-esque, and I think it's an interesting comparison with Ekitike because they're both great on the ball. They both like dropping in and building up and linking up, but the profiles are entirely different, as in the frames, right? Gakpo is very similar to Ekitike, maybe. He's like a Gakpo and Firmino crossover at Ekitike, but he drops deep, and this ball from McAllister is great. Ekitike is pointing, he knows exactly where he wants it, runs into this space, and obviously because he comes deeper, it's like your centre-back's just a bit like, okay, well, what the hell do I do here? Do I go with him? No, surely not, because then I'm miles out of position. It leaves him a bit vulnerable here, because Ekitike is going to get the ball, and the centre-half's immediately -1 in this game. He's starting on minus points in the chat here, because he's got a man running at him at nearly full pace with the ball. He's in control here, absolutely. The centre-half here, whoever that is, Senesi's has no control of what's going on here. So he has to commit, he gets it. I mean, this is the Suarez element of this goal, right? It's a very lucky rebound ricochet. Suarez used to just get the ball, someone will come and tackle him, and then Suarez will still have the ball. Then he'll just go and score. So very much Luis Suarez. He finishes it really well. In his credit, I get a bit of luck was involved here, but it was a really good finish. Well, it was a good finish, it was decent. So that puts us 1-0 up, and I think Ekitike deserves that. I was buzzing for the guy. I think every Liverpool fan just like, it's so nice to see your new players do well straight away. That confidence booster is really key. And I look at someone like Florian Wirtz who didn't have that game today. Even Kirkus, right? We'll talk about both of these players. Maybe there was a case of they were trying too much on their first game. Maybe that was it. Wirtz, a lot of what he was trying was maybe ambitious, was quite nonchalant at times. I thought it's almost like, look a bit arsed, but who am I to say to Wirtz, look arsed? It'll come. It'll absolutely come in time. I'm sure it'll work. People are like, to be fair, no one's writing them off yet, but people are speaking with that kind of tone. It's like, just chill out. We're one game in. What we can talk about, those the negatives in terms of us at the back. We were just so poor. We'll talk about that in a bit. Ekitike, look at number 22. Look at him there. Pointing again. Give me the ball there. This is for the goal. Again, I'm not picking out individual highlights that didn't make the goal highlight reel. But there are so many more. I can make a 20-minute video here about Ekitike's runs into these channels. He really works down both channels. He's not someone who... I know he played in a 2 with Marmoush at Frankfurt, and he was predominantly down one side. But the final half of the season, he played on his own, and he's very much like Isak, right? They're very comfortable going into either channel. I prefer Ekitike in that left channel. I think it's a nice balance there with Salah being more of an inside forward towards the right as opposed to Gakpo. Gakpo likes to hug the touchline, and we'll speak about that now because, Gakpo scores a great goal, and this is coming at a great time on the George Scaife LFC channel because my previous video was about how Gakpo is so underrated. And, let's just look at this run firstly. Great ball into Ekitike, and he holds the ball up really well. Very Gakpo-like in the way he holds the ball up. He uses his frame. He's very intelligent, right? He waits for other people to make their runs. He likes to get other people involved. And actually, it's to Gakpo this time. Now, Gakpo, this is excellent, right? Obviously, the defending's not amazing here because two players don't really do much. Gakpo doesn't even do a skill move. He kind of fakes shots, doesn't he? He dummies it. This dummy here especially is really good on that number 16 there. And then he gets the shot away, almost passes it into the goal, just like strokes it in. And it's an amazing goal, and I'm really happy for Gakpo because I told everyone, I think a lot of people agree with this. Some don't, by the way, some really don't. I think Gakpo's so undervalued in our team. I think if you can't see his value, I don't see what you're looking at. And the previous game in the Community Shield, I thought he had a good game against Palace, and people were like, well, because he lost the ball for their goal, that means he had a bad game. It doesn't at all. He was really good, I thought. He's very efficient, in my opinion. Yeah, at times he makes the wrong choice. Yeah, of course, but so does Salah. Like, you're not banging on, you're not beating Salah when he's down. And Gakpo shutting up the haters. I'm telling you now, Gakpo will be our scapegoat this year, and it's so unfortunate. With Diaz gone, with Núñez gone, the haters have almost like got their way now, so they're going to move on to another attacking player. It's not going to be Ekitike or Wirtz because of new signings, at least not straight away. It's not going to be Salah because it's Salah. It's going to be Gakpo, and it's so unfortunate you've got to take someone down like that, but that's just the way football is, I guess. He had a good game, by the way, Gakpo. Really, really impressed again. Really great bounce back. I don't know how open these players are to the criticism they get online. I'm not sure how involved they are. I'm sure he will have seen some of it, though, and, maybe shooting a few people up there. I don't know. This is poor. This is very poor. We saw it against Crystal Palace. Szoboszlai made a mistake, and he made 2 mistakes in that game, really big ones. And one of them, he had loads of room to kind of run into, and the guy behind him caught him up. And you see Salah on the right of the screen going like, what are you doing? You had so much time. And again here, this was the wrong choice. Again against Palace, by the way, him and Jones were combining, weren't they? Little 1-2 with Jones, and Szoboszlai tries to flick it round the corner to Wirtz, and he gets it all wrong. This little dainty touch. He does it again. He does. It's a very similar touch to the one against Palace, and it didn't work. And the problem is when you've got, let's just go for. By the way, Endo's on the pitch at this point. We'll talk about that in a minute because I think that substitution was just crazy. Actually, we'll talk about it now. He's not a right back. Why playing right back? I know Szoboszlai's not a right back, but he's a better one than Endo for me. Put Endo in his actual position. Szoboszlai is much better suited to playing right back. We're 2-0 up. It went 2-2 as soon as we brought these two on. It's like, for me, it was the wrong choice. I think that Bournemouth like to play on the counter. Bournemouth's idea is kind of get from A to B as fast as humanly possible, and their 2 goals came from doing so. Endo's not the fastest player in the world, with all the will in the world. I like him, but he's a midfield player playing in midfield. Play him in midfield, sorry. Szoboszlai loses the ball, no reason to. Endo's shown for the ball. Just play the simple pass. He doesn't. He tries to be clever. He loses it. And when you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players all forward, and I want to talk about this. It's not even that 7 players are forward. It's that 1, 2, 3. Their 3 midfield players are in front of our 3 midfield players. Do you know what I mean? That's not. And we'll speak about the Semenyo goal. The second one is so bad. Like when you watch it back. So yeah, they're on the break. All their players are ahead of our players, and that is entirely relevant here as well. I look at this goal, and I'm sure you've seen it. I don't have to show you the replay, right? And it's a great, by the way, the cross. What a ball from Brooks. But Robertson here. And again, I'm criticising Szoboszlai for losing the ball. It was his fault, this goal, for me, in my opinion. It was a mistake. We all make them. I think Konate probably did about as good as he could have done. It was just a really good bit of quality there. Van Dijk, I think, has got a man, so he can't come across. Obviously, Semenyo is probably the target for this. Evan Nilsson was kind of being that decoy run. I don't know if you saw it, but he was playing that role here. Robertson, let me just go back here, hold on. So when that ball was played, touch there, ball was played. I've not got a better screenshot than that. Sorry, I must not have. Well, the ball was played like there, right? Robertson's already behind the man, and if you watch it, it's very hard to get this across on like picture standstill format. Watch that, go and watch it now. He's walking. The ball's been played, and he's jogging. Semenyo's sprinting behind him. Robertson actually starts running around it. He starts running there. What the hell? What use is that? You're already at a disadvantage. You're marking a player who's much faster than you. I think Robertson, physically, I think he's slowing. Certainly pace-wise, I think he's as slow as ever, and that makes a lot of sense, right? But for me, guys, I think he's got to do better there. Again, it's Szoboszlai's fault we lost the ball. Is it a case of, hold on, how much could he have done there? Even if he was goal side, even if he did start with a bit of an advantage, it's still Semenyo. It's still one of the best attacking players, certainly in the counter-attack, in the entire league. So even if that was Kerkez, could he have done something about it? I don't know. I just think Kerkez in that situation would have been much better suited to defending against that. Robertson was never winning, not even nearly, not even at the start and not at the end. So the score, and then this one's even worse, right? Again, I speak about how many players are actually in front of our players in terms of being goal side. Yeah, we've got loads of players forward here. Szoboszlai, the ball's lost again. Not a problem with where it's lost. Teams lose the ball there. It happens. You're not going to go and get a shot every attack, are you? But it's the way they've got 3 players in front of our 3 players with another one joining. They were just, and it leaves you 4-on-2 there. These players are never getting back. They're out the game. They're pointless. It's a 4v2, that, and I won't have any different. And actually Semenyo played the hard route. I'll show you that in a minute. It's like they've got the advantage. How have they got from there to there? Look how ready they were. Look how these 3 players, just watch them. 3-2-1, they've won the ball, bang, they've gone. Instantly just gone. And our midfield, Endo's not the fastest. These players are not. I've just accepted fate there. They're not getting back. I'm not doubting their work rate. Of course they were running. Look at them. They're clearly running back. Not doubting the work rate. They're just not faster. Like they're in a bad position. The damage was already done because of the positions they were in. And again, I get you're going to lose the ball there, but surely you've got to have some sort of fall guy in here. I hope you can see the mouse on this page, by the way. You've got to is that working? Yeah. You've got to have some sort of fall guy just holding, like a McAllister just sitting back a bit, because break it up. Like, I don't know. I think it's obviously Bournemouth are just, what's going on here? Bournemouth are great at this, and this is their bread and butter. And actually, Semenyo he actually could have gone here to 16-3, and he went the hard route and took it by himself, which is very impressive. I mean, that guy's confidence is through the roof. Konate's defending here was absolutely woeful. It's like, who do you even blame here? Do you blame the midfield players for being out of position? Do you blame probably blame Konate, do you? Because I think he made a mess of that. An absolute car crash of that. So that's 2-2, and they're the two big errors. Hold on. Nice. Obviously, you can't analyse this goal. Chiesa threw a leg in it. Really happy for him. I don't think this changes anything to do with his future, really. I don't think one goal changes my mind, certainly. I'm more inclined to say the Ben Doak sell to thingy is gonna. The Ben Doak sell is probably more of a mover in terms of Chiesa's future. Probably leans towards him maybe staying now, because we've not got any options there, right? So Chiesa scores, buzzing for him. He'll never forget that moment. And I love this fourth goal. I know the game's won here. Chiesa, I just love how Chiesa just throws a boot at it. You're watching it at the time, he's like, boom, Chiesa. I remember I was watching it, get in, good clearance. And then Salah just goes and scores. It's so routine. How many times have we seen this where, often it's down this side to be fair, the right, but a ball from Alisson or a ball from Van Dijk just booting it up, or Trent diagonal, and Salah goes and does it all himself. He had so many options there. Jones making the run, options on the edge of the box. Szoboszlai could strike that, but Salah just backs himself on his weak foot. You've got to think about right here. If Salah loses the ball and they go and score, which they've done twice in the game on counter attacks, they need a goal. I know it's nearly the end of the game, but imagine if he wins the ball there, boots it up, and they've only got 4 players back, which means they've got fucking 6 up. So there's a real wow, if Salah lost that ball there and they make it 3-3, he would get absolutely battered, because everyone would say, well, why didn't you just play to him? Why didn't you just play the same? Why did you go on your own? Just play it back here. Be smart. Go to the corner, But Salah's backed himself with his right foot there. That man is absolutely world class. He's stunning. Salah is stunning, and yeah, no weak foot apparently. There's all my things, guys. I mean, to be honest with you, I thought Wirtz had a weak game. I think he was trying too much. I've just watched Man City with Reinders today. Again, his Premier League debut. I just thought it was night and day compared to Wirtz, and you don't like to compare these players. They're different kind of players in different teams. But I just think Reinders wasn't trying as much, and what he was trying was really working. It was always the right choice. I don't think every time Wirtz got the ball, he was making the right choice, and he certainly wasn't executing it. I just felt like there was a bit of a point to prove there today. And I think that's absolutely relevant for Kerkez. Did I say Kerkez? I meant Wirtz when I was just saying that. Kerkez, he was going to ground like a fucking ballerina. Did ballerinas go to the... I don't know. He was on the floor all the time. Like, you'd look at him, it's like, why are you down there? Why are you actually down? Just stand up. I don't understand. He's going to get booked this year. Well, booked, red carded this year. I'm telling you now, it's a banker. It's an absolute guarantee. It's not even about he's aggressive. Like, he is aggressive, but I just think his technique's all wrong when defending. And I'm watching him for Bournemouth. The highlights, like when you link to these players, you watch all the highlights. Wow, he's so great 1v1. And the first 2 games I've seen, and certainly this one, it's like, what the that was really poor in my opinion. And he came off. I mean, Slot tried to say because he was on a booking, which is a fair point. I'm not surprised he was on a booking, which is a fair point. I guess you don't want to get sent off, especially against Semenyo. But I just thought he had a poor game. So I think that's maybe it. I think he was trying to sugarcoat that a bit. Szoboszlai did a lot of work in there. I think his legs are just so valuable for us right now. I don't think he's in our best midfield, though. I really don't know. It's so hard. We clearly missed Gravenberch there. 2 of them goals came from on the counter, and Gravenberch could have broken them up, and he wasn't there. McAllister, I thought, obviously got the assist for the Ekitike goal. I think he kept it going at times. I think he was easily... I just think he's the most talented midfielder on like most pitches we play on, McAllister. In my opinion, I mean, if we played against Barcelona, I'd probably revise that statement. I just think he's so talented. We've got to get him on the ball more. Everything happens that's good comes through McAllister. Yeah, it comes through Szoboszlai, but it's less consistent. I think Szoboszlai's very hit and miss in terms of progression, certainly in terms of playing deep line, like out the back. McAllister get a foot on the ball, get him playing. And obviously he's not played a full 90 this season. Like, he will ease into it, I'm sure. Like, I've got no worries about McAllister being out of fitness or injured. I don't want to hear it. I just think it's first game. Let players sink into the shoes. Let the players get used to playing with each other. These are, there's 5 new signings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new signings in here. So just chill out, guys. I'm sure we'll be okay. Leone, have you seen the size of him, by the way? What the hell? He's like 6'5", mate. 6'6", and he's 18. He's 3 years younger than me. Excited, really excited for him. I'm going to leave it there, to be honest with you. I've enjoyed that vid. Little debrief, a little where are we at the moment. I think we're fine. I said this at the pub yesterday. I think we're a bit behind of where we should be now. And I get there's a lot of new signings. I get it's the start of the season. Ideas are changing. Players are going out. Like, we've lost 7 players, right? And made back, £200 million back. Business is great. But I do think we're maybe 10, 20% slightly further behind where I'd like to be. Certainly after pre-season. I don't think our pre-season was absolutely unbelievable. But again, there's so many factors to deal with. So many different variables in terms of players coming in, players going out injured, players not playing in their actual positions. No centre-back for half of the pre-season. So I think take it with a pinch of salt. And we are about 10% behind where we should be. And I watched Man City today 4-0 against a decent Wolves side who I've got, coming around about where I've got Bournemouth coming this year. I think Wolves have a really good season. Away, 4-0. It's about as good as it could have gotten. That today, Man City, really, really strong. Defensively very good. Yeah, Wolves have a lot of shots through Strand Larsen, but I thought on the whole, there was no chance they were losing that game. They were in control for the majority. I don't think we were. And, City aren't that vulnerable on the counter-attack. Certainly this team doesn't look it. Maybe last year, the lack of pace in midfield, with Gundogan, with a Kovacic in there, with a Bernardo Silva in there, a De Bruyne in there. The lack of pace was really staggering. Without Rodri, right, to break it up, they were on the counter-attack, they were just so vulnerable. And I see very similar comparisons to Liverpool. I do think we've got more physicality in there than Man City had last year with Szoboszlai. But I just think I think Jamie Carragher was absolutely bang on to criticise. I think he was brave to criticise Arne Slot, by the way. But he was bang on. His criticism were very fair. He made some very good points. He said, "I'm worried," which, yeah, speak your mind, Jamie. Right, there we go, guys. If you enjoyed the video, if you got any use out of the video, agreed with any of my points, make sure you leave a like down below. I apologise for the 40% less energy than normal. I'm sure I'll recover soon. Nice one, guys. Have a good one, and subscribe if you are new. It goes a long way. Thank you. Bye.